Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kickstarter Talk. We're going to queue up the right window. We had the wrong window up there for a second. So we're going to go ahead and get you guys the right window and tell you that this is Kickstarter issue 3718. Scary Dolls and Cadavers bring us to odds and evens with a daughter who finds Sissonne hard to spell. What does all that mean? Well, we're going to jump in and find out right now. And as always, before we start the program, we want to show you how to get to the list of Kickstarters, which is in our menu. You hear Jax in the background going crazy. We just click that, and we have all these amazing things come up, including the idea that you need to get in your mind that $1 matters. That's right, a single dollar can show support, attract attention, fund projects, support creators, and create new worlds. And of course, if you're looking to create a new world in Kickstarter, go to Amazon today and get Kickstarter for the independent creator. Sorry about that. Kickstarter for the independent creator, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding. You guys are just going to have to give me 1 minute, so I'm going to jump in real quick, and I'm going to play The Colorful Tales of Dreadful Dolls and Adult Coloring Books.
My daughter was born with a giant hole in her face. It was a cleft lip and a cleft palate. And while we quickly realized it wasn't a big thing, it really affected a lot of people when they saw her at first. And that reaction has always fascinated me. People are drawn to the beauty of how unique and unusual it is, or they're put off by it and find it unsettling because it's different. My fascination with these reactions came out in my art from a show that I did that was in an art gallery that was called Art is Dangerous. What I did was I went out and I found porcelain dolls and I broke them. And then I glued them back together slightly askew. And then I took these dolls and I put them in a room, and people would walk in and they would have one of those two reactions. They would either be drawn to it or they'd be put off by it. So after the show was over, I had 8 porcelain dolls with cracked faces all staring at me in my studio. And I didn't quite know what to do with them. And then I had a friend mention something about doing an illustration of them, and that kind of snowballed into a coloring book. Colorful Tales of Dreadful Dolls is a coloring book for adults. It features 20 pages of unique illustrations depicting unnerving dolls. Each illustration is accompanied by a short tale of the doll's eerie circumstances. The artwork is done by myself, Carrie Varner. The stories are written by Ryan Faracelli, and several of the pieces are inspired by images from Rhythm Rider photography. I've had a wonderful time putting together the artwork for Colorful Tales of Dreadful Dolls, and I'm excited to be launching this Kickstarter so these terrifying dolls can get out of my art studio and into your homes. And by the way, for those of you wondering, my daughter is doing just great. In fact, she's in the house coloring one of my sample pages right now.
All right, guys, I'd like to apologize for that. A phone call came in from my sister. Obviously, she knew I'd be on the video tonight, so her calling me at this point must have meant something was wrong. Luckily, it was nothing major. There's just a major storm rolling in. So as a warning, I might lose connectivity. I'm going to try to get this done, so we're going to skip going back and doing the list. I apologize for the disorder of this video. But we do have a major storm rolling in. It's supposed to be really bad. They're warning people to be aware of this. It's flash flooding and all that good stuff. So I had to check on that. I apologize for that, but you know, family first always. Speaking of family first, let's check out what a 12-year-old's up to.
Anyone who's ever been a kid knows how weird and complicated growing up can be, right? Now, imagine how superpowers would change things. For the gifted characters in Odds and Evens, childhood presents a whole different set of challenges. Odds and Evens tells the story of 4 superpowered friends trying to balance the day-to-day struggles of being a kid while battling monsters and evildoers at the same time. And you thought your after-school homework was hard.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Troya, creator of Whats and Evens. When I was about 9 years old, I would go on nature walks in many different parks. As I was walking, all these ideas would come to life. So I asked my dad, can I turn this into a graphic novel? And instead of having to wait till I got older, he's actually helping me right now. We finally are getting to the final product.
Gabriel's vision was facilitated by a team of professional creators. Writer Mike Bullock, illustrator Fernando Panish, and letterer-producer Josh Aitken have already brought Odds and Evens to digital format with a complete story and full-color illustrations. Now, Gabriel and his collaborators have come to Kickstarter for your help to put the story in print. If you choose to back this project, your contribution will help fund the physical printing costs, distribution, and ultimately, we hope that this origin story will be successful enough to produce the next installment of Gabriel's story. If you're a fan of superheroes, comics and graphic novels, and coming-of-age stories, or you simply want to support the independent creative community, please become a backer today, and remember to share this project if you know someone who might enjoy Odds and Evens as well.
With your help, we can make this real. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's check out Like Father, Like Daughter.
Guys, this is Comic and I am here to welcome you to our Kickstarter for Like Father, Like Daughter, the Trade. This is a book that will be collecting our first 4 issues of Like Father, Like Daughter, our first story arc of the series. And what is this series about? It's about a high school girl. Father left her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her, and then she inherits his abilities. That's our elevator pitch for the series. And this is something Short Fuse Media and I have been working on for about 5 years now, maybe even longer. This was our first project. This was Short Fuse Media's first thing in publishing, and now look how many books we have. And we are ready to continue. I have a lot of stories written for Like Father, Like Daughter. We are in production for issue 5. Yeah, just a lot of things going on with this series, and I love it. It's my baby. So I would love you guys to support this book. Either if you've read it, there are some really good goodies in this trade, just a really well-crafted trade. And if you've never read it, this is obviously a great jumping on point for the series. And of course, we have some great things for backers. You can go check that out on the side, and hopefully you guys can support. So thank you guys so much. And this is Kat, the author of Like Father, Like Daughter, and of course, Comic Uno.
All right, that looks amazing. Speaking of amazing, let's check out the amazingness of Sissonne.
Hello, everybody. We started making comic books about a year ago here at Movies Media, and this is our first major release. We're really excited about it. It's a book called Sissonne. You can check out the preview below. And what can we tell you? The book takes place in a grand city. It's the home of heroes, and it's part of a shared universe. There's going to be Dr. Fizz and a few other guys running around. We even have the use of the Red Rooster from Jason Snyder. Very happy to have him. He's hilarious. And what can I tell you? The book looks great. It's 23 pages. It's in full color, and we want to make more. We've got a great art team. They're very invested in this. They're excited with the concept of this whole 3-story arc, I believe that Leek says he has planned out. So we need your help. We just hope that you'll like the preview, maybe give us your backing, and hopefully we can make another one. Thanks.
All right, guys. It looks fantastic. I love it, man. Shared universes are the bomb. And speaking of universes, let's check out Tarantus.
Earth is a distant memory, and humanity now lives aboard the space station Tarantus. I'm Senior Engineer Mia. Welcome to the space station Tarantus. Ever had those days where you felt like a punching bag? Days that seemed like nothing worked and everything went wrong. Well, for me, today was much, much worse.
All right, let's go to hell.
Okay, Mary, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening. My name is Mary Harper, and welcome to North Media News, sponsored by Mad Robot Comics. Our headline story tonight is the crime wave hitting the dockside area of Monstertown. The disappearance of alleged gangster, Snubnose Mancini, has resulted in a turf war affecting both humans and spectrals alike. Our man on the scene, Russell M. Olsen, reports sightings of a blob detective. In other news, commenting today on the 30% increase in spectral violence, Minister for Spectral Affairs, Marcus North, is quoted as saying, "These figures are misleading. Most is spectral upon spectral attack." Full story at 10 with Kieran Stevens. Our consumer affairs correspondent, Dan Erie, reports today chaos in our supermarkets. More information available online. The spectral dating app, Kindling, continues to cause concern, with accusations that the exclusion of humans is both unfair and racist. Kindling founder, Jordan Thomas, was unavailable for comment when approached. I bet he was. Also tonight, reports are coming in about a disease outbreak across the southern states. Dr. Matthew Hardy has confirmed that the medical profession are perplexed by this malady, which seems to have no current cure. Tonight's weather reports of storms across the eastern mountains. Meteorologist Rory Donald has advised to stay indoors due to high electromagnetic activity. And finally, I'll leave you with a quick reminder that Cadavers, World Gone to Hell is now live on Kickstarter, and we would love you to pledge. Thank you, and good night.
All right, sorry about the sneeze. Let's go on to sci-fis.
A desperate scientist makes her last stand against alien creatures. An intergalactic superheroine goes on a rollicking space adventure. An oppressive corporation drives a lifeless society. These are just a few of the stories awaiting you in the 2018 Sci-Fi's anthology. From Ramon Gill and edited by Gregory Silver, featuring 8 of today's most exciting creators. Paul Bradford, Claire Connolly, Matt Kelly, Meredith Moriarty, Robert Shadaro, Tu Sorensen, Marta Tamrakulu, and Lin Yoshi. Travel to another time, another place, or even another planet, where the limits of the imagination stretch to the furthest reaches of the universe. Explore haunting visions of the future and thrilling worlds just beyond your imagination. Fasten your seatbelt, and let the creators of sci-fis take you there.
All right, that looks amazing. New to the program tonight. Speaking of amazing, let's check out the conceptual heist.
Hello, and welcome once more to the jazz punk world of Conceptual Heist. After the success of our first Kickstarter, we are now bringing you Conceptual Heist Chapter 3, Above and Beyond in full color. This will be a digital-only edition, but there are still physical rewards to be had. Signed copies of Chapter 1, panel prints, and mini comics, as well as other unique rewards. So come on out and join the heist.
All right, guys, moving on.
See, once I'm focused on doing the camera, I'm like, hello, and welcome to the Jazz Punk.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Always makes me giggle. Oh, but moving on, we have something that won't make you giggle. It's the fear, the terror, the horror of spelling Cthulhu.
Do you love Lovecraft? Lovecraft! Lovecraft! Hi, I'm Russell Nolte, creator of Ichabod Jones' Monster Hunter, Katrina Hates the Dead, Pixie Dust, and editor of the Monsters and Other Scary-ish anthology. And I'd like to introduce you to my new anthology, Cthulhu is Hard to Spell. If you love Lovecraft, this is your jam. So here's where this anthology is different. There are dozens, maybe hundreds, of Lovecraftian horror anthologies out there. I didn't want to make another one. What I wanted to do was make an anthology that was unlike anything I've ever seen before. What I wanted to do is show dozens of gods and monsters. I wanted to show you not just scary gods and monsters, but also cute ones, sci-fi ones, fantasy ones, cosmic ones, outer gods, elder gods, and everything in between. I went out and filled this book with tons of amazing creators who've worked for Marvel, DC, Oni, Tokyo Pop, Heavy Metal, Fantagraphics, Upper Deck, Sony, and on brands like Teen Titans, My Little Pony, Invader Zim, Ghostbusters, Horizon Zero Dawn, and much, much more. Now here's the deal. This book is 100% done. I could hit distribute right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. What I want is to print this book just like our first anthology, Monsters and Other Scary-ish, which was 224 pages of awesome monster goodness. We were able to raise $27,000 to print this on high-quality glossy art paper in glorious hardcover. And that's what I want to do with our new book, Cthulhu is Hard to Spell. So if you want to see an amazing Monsters and Gods version of a Cthulhu Lovecraft anthology, then all you have to do is pledge.
That sounds kind of amazing, right? High quality costs money, you know, even for my trade. I'm probably going to be aiming for $10,000. So these things cost money, people. Help creators come together. And you're not just supporting a single creator, but you're supporting a who's who of indie comics when you do an anthology like that. This one's going to be hard to watch. I do warn you guys, this is very much an emotional video. Giving you guys a little bit of a warning. Maybe grab a tissue, and I don't mean that sarcastically.
Hey, thanks so much for coming and checking out the Kickstarter for The Adventures of Parker Reef, new book that I'm writing and drawing now. I'll just cut right to it. The book is an extremely personal project. For those who know what happened, you know why. For those who don't, on March 14th of this year, Wednesday, I lost my girlfriend and our son. So For months, and to even today, I don't know what to do with myself. But I know that I have to write and draw this book. Parker, our son, was named after a comic book character, a certain guy who shoots webs. And my whole job has been drawing comics for as long as I can remember. And it was the thing that Tana, my girlfriend, probably loved about me the most. The fact that I followed my dream. So this book is a tribute to her and her belief in me, and to the son that I never got to really meet. So the way the book works is Parker and Tana are where you go when you pass. And years have gone by, and he has chosen as his birthday wish a very special wish. And that is to spend a day with me in the land of the living. So Tana, over the years, knew that this was a possibility. And you know, when things go missing within your house, like pencils and keys and socks and all that kind of stuff, Tana has taken certain things from my studio and our house and slowly taught him about me and my life and who I am. So he's going to take some of those things, most importantly being the pencil from my studio, because that pencil holds everything I've ever drawn. And in his adventure, he'll be able to use that pencil to draw the things he needs to get to where he needs to get to, which is ultimately, hopefully, to me. Now, the adventure part, well, he's a soul, and that soul is trying to get somewhere. And people want to take control of certain souls. And if he fails to get to me, his soul is lost forever. So while on his way, he will encounter creatures, other lost souls, tormented souls, demons, adventures, obstacles, all that kind of stuff. Any son of mine is going to go on the coolest, greatest adventure anyone can go on. So that's it. I want to do this book for people who have lost children, loved ones. I think it's important. It has to be done. And I know that Tana would want me to do it. And in all honesty, it's the only way while I'm here that I'll have them again. So I have to do it. And if it helps other people who have lost, it's amazing. And she would love that. So that's it. Hopefully the artwork that is in the video tells you more than clearly I'm stating right now. Thank you so much for always supporting my projects, this one especially. Please support it and share it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
All right, guys. That's the great thing about indie is we can tell some powerful stories. Let's check out Crosser's Gate.
Hey everybody, it's Shane here from Crimson Gate Comics, the creator of Beast King. I'm here today because we are bringing you another Kickstarter for my illustrator, Travis Martinez. This is his very own series called Crosser's Gate. And basically it's a suspenseful horror thriller type of series. And what it does is it plays on the many aspects of fear. And the main character, Alien, is a guy that gets pulled into another world. And it's like a crazy twisted version of our world. And basically it's about him trying to escape in the first issue, and the second issue is more about just him trying to figure out what in the world is going on. And personally, I think this is a really good series, which is why I publish it for my illustrator Travis. And when I first read it was pretty much when I first ever hired Travis to illustrate Beast King for me. and he used it as a reference. And pretty much, I loved the series so much that I told him I would publish it for him. So if you like this, if you like Beast King, you'll probably like Crossroads Gate, and I hope you decide to back this awesome comic book. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, guys. So that's pretty interesting. Of course, we know the beast of a project that he's had before. The Changeling is another project that's kind of a beast the way it ran through Kickstarter. We don't actually have a video on this one. This didn't have anything to do with music at all. This just didn't have anything. So I'm going to give you the quick rundown. The Changelings Into the Lungs of Hell, Volume 1. The Changelings Into the Lungs of Hell is a 68-page trade back collecting the first 3 issues of The Changeling. We're going to move on to, I forgot how to pronounce the name, but we're going to actually find out because Sean Delaney has made a video. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, this is Sean Delaney, and I'm here to tell you about the Kickstarter for Drea, Queen of Thieves, issue number 2. Now, of course, issue number 2 follows issue number 1 of Drea, Queen of Thieves, where we reprinted the stories that appeared in Digital Webbing Presents number 12 and 22. Now, with the second issue, we will be reprinting the story that appeared in Digital Webbing Presents number 26, as well as a follow-up story that only appeared in this little ash can copy of the book. It will be full color, and we hope you will take part in our journey to bring you more adventures of the Queen of Thieves. She's essentially Snow White as Robin Hood, or as our former colorist described her, Red Sonja meets Indiana Jones. So check it out. It's Drea, Queen of Thieves, here on Kickstarter.
All right. So I dig it. I wanted this so badly. I think it's very important that we do the things that we do with creating, and I think videos are a very great way to show it off. I give my hat off to Sean. He actually took my advice. I don't know if he watched the last video we did. I'm going to assume he did, because everyone should be watching this amazing program. But in case he didn't, he came up with the video. I just love the fact that there's one there now. So hats off to him. Daisy Chain, issue number 1. Let's see why Daisy Chain is off the chain. All right, guys. This is awesomeness going on today. Look at all these amazing Kickstarters. Let's see what happens with 100 days.
Kickstarter. My name is Austin Allen Hamlet, and today I'm here to talk to you about my project, 100 Days. 100 Days was inspired by a Kickstarter that I stumbled onto a couple years ago by Justin Barber, and I might have said his last name wrong. I apologize if I do. Where for 100 consecutive days, he had to write at least 100 words every day about any topic. It's kind of more like a personal memoir. So I decided to do the same myself as a writer. This is my first foray, using the big word, into personal narratives. I mainly write comic books, which I've written several of: The Adventures of Punk and Rock, Headless Man, Steel Wool, self-published small press stuff you've probably never heard of, and that's okay. I've barely heard of it, and I wrote it. I talk about many different topics all over this. Talk about God, my views on God, professional wrestling. I talk about comic books. I talk about getting caught masturbating by 2 Jehovah's Witnesses when I was 12. I don't claim to have a filter, and so when I'm talking to people anyway, so this book is definitely like that. I think my fiance would probably be, when she reads it, if she reads it, will probably wish I wouldn't have talked about some of the things that I did, but I'm a very open person. I'm very proud that I did this. This was a pretty big learning experience for me. I am broke as fuck right now. I know that's probably not the correct way to view this video, but I mean, that's how I am. I'm in a fucking Ninja Turtles hoodie, looking stoned as fuck, and I've actually only ever smoked weed once. Cover that in the book. But I need somebody to, to get the book up on Amazon, get an ISBN purchased. I have hired an editor to go over my grammar, because my grammar sucks ass, and what's the other thing? Grammar and punctuation, to go over that, as well as paying for the logos and the cover art. So I've got several different rewards, varying from a print copy of the book, digital copy of the book, to various other things that I've worked on, print and digital editions, as well as a 1-hour Skype session with me where I can help you go over writing or marketing plan. I've ran 2 successful campaigns in the past. Everybody got their stuff. With this, everybody will get their stuff. Everybody will get it fast. I've self-published enough in the past that this is actually far easier to self-publish than a comic book or deal with art and stuff and sizing. But this project's done. By the end of the campaign, the book should be edited. I get the money to the editor, and I knew my cat would come. Hi, Toby, one of them. And I just need some money to get this project going. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I really appreciate you. To those of you who watch at this point, because there's probably none of you, but thanks anyways. Wub lub dub dub.
Wub dub lub dub. I love the honesty with Austin, man. Hats off to him. Great creator. So much energy. I look forward to this, man. I was excited to see him doing this project, so I can't wait for it. Ruby and the Warriors of Dion. We don't know if their song was copyrighted, so we had to back away from it. We couldn't find the official use on the song. It wasn't a blatant violation, but it was enough that we're thus being in a little bit of hot water with YouTube right now, because some other creators have used copywritten songs. We had to skip the video, but we do suggest that you guys go watch it. Ruby and the Warriors of Dion, #2, an epic tale of a young mage on her quest for vengeance. It looks fantastic. Definitely, you got to check it out. Speaking of checking out, check out the suicide prevention superhero comic, Leap. This is made by Corey Oliver, Sigel Oliver. He doesn't have a video right now. He is working on that. I promise you he's working on that. But I'm going to give you guys the tagline, which is Leap is a comic that shows the devastation of suicide by showing the grieving process of Patrick, who decides to become a superhero. Kind of badass. And we're already at the end of our program today, Realms of Spirit of North Star. But we have something special for you today. Instead of playing the normal Kickstarter video, we got something exclusive for you guys right here. Here it comes. My man.
Hey fans, how you doing? This is Sylvester Adams, creator of Waking Eyes Comics and the author of Realm of Spirits. Just to let you know, we have a live Kickstarter going on right now called Realm of Spirits Blossom of the North Star. And just to give you an update, the artist and I, Annie Walsh, we plan to do a little collaboration for page 2 of Blossom of the North Star. With that being said, we're going to be looking over the script tonight, and I'm also going to be choosing some artwork from off the internet to give to him for visual purposes to bring you the best visuals of the story. With that being said, you know, check us out. Right now we have some PDFs, you know, if anybody wants them. We also have other things, you know, perks, that kind of thing, if you want to check it out. I'm also proud to announce that we right now are at 10% of our funding going on right now, and I really appreciate that from everybody that's come to help out. Let me see. With that being said, what else can I say? If you don't know anything about the story, Realm of Spirits starts 8 days before Moses is born. There's a prophecy about 8 jewels of power that are given to 8 Hebrew children of angelic birth. The Pharaoh knows about the prophecy and he plans to take the jewels of power for himself. Little does he know there are also demonic forces after the children. So with that being said, we're going into issue 2 right now, which has to do with Shemaiah, daughter of Archangel Gabriel. On the second day of prophecy, she is going to be saving the lives of her people before she is born. And also, you're going to see a brand new villain come out. If you read the comic book already, our first villain is called Lilith, daughter of Lilith. Well, she also has a little sister named Lilium that you're going to also be seeing in the second issue of Realm of Spirits. So if anybody needs a link to the Kickstarter, I'll be happy to give that to you. Let me see who else. Mike Manor, I want to thank you for joining us. Rob Anderson, thank you very much for joining as well. Let me see. Is there anything else I can think of? Let me see. Not at the moment, but I would like to again thank everybody for joining me on this little live chit chat. Let me see. My bad. That's all I can think about right now. So if you're a fan of strong female characters, please check out this Kickstarter. You know, superpowers, all that, you know. Oh, a little bit more about Shemaiah. She is the second born in the line of an 8-day prophecy, but also at the same time, she is physically and mentally the strongest of all her siblings. She can literally lift anything with her mind, mentally or physically. She has 3 spirits within her, just like her older brother Hiroka. She has a lioness and a dove, but the third spirit that she has in it is called a Blossom of the North Star flower, which every time she takes a step on the earth, it just illuminates everything. It brings everything joy. Sorry about the noise. I'm at work. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.
All right. Now, I know I said that we were done. We're actually not. I have an actual other Kickstarter for you to talk about. Now, the reason that this one wasn't on our list is because apparently somehow that got not on the list. I can't explain to you why. We're going to have to fix that after. But of course, I knew it was missing, so here it is. This is Keith Thomas's 3rd issue. CB Zane is running it. For those who know, I even grew out my hair in honor of Keith Thomas over the last year. I recently cut it because apparently synthetic hair is more popular now than regular human hair. So, but it was a long year of remembering my friend, and I think one of the best ways to remember my friend is to support not only this, which you guys can see I've already backed it, but to advocate for it, it's already made. I don't know why it hasn't hit the goal yet. It's going to be there. It did hit the goal. I think someone backed out. Because when I looked earlier today, it had already hit the goal. I bet you someone had to back out. It happens. Sometimes people hit bad moments, but it's definitely an awesome one. I don't think it needs a video, honestly, if you just look through it. I'd like to see a video, but I don't think it needs it. Love the art. Love the playfulness. Got something cool coming up with this, too. So you guys got to check it out. I'll make sure it's on the list the proper way. Don't you worry about that. That's it. It's the end of our show. You guys have known what's on it. I'm not going to go back and do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest you guys back a Kickstarter, including this, which is a legacy project for my good friend Keith Thomas, who's no longer with us, and the amazing artist of CB Zane. And you guys back this, and whether it's $1 or it's a PDF, and this is a cool thing, you could back him for a PDF, show up the next time CB Zane is out on the road, and ask him for a physical copy. How cool would that be? I know I just blew your mind. It's all right. That's what I do. Blow your mind. That's what this program is all about. My name has been Mr. Anderson. Please don't use copyrighted music when you don't have permission to do it. It's not a good look. It's not a great way to show that you support other creators. Remember, as a creator, you don't want to step on other toes. Paige Alfred's with us on Facebook, and maybe I can get him to come on live for a couple of minutes on our Facebook feeds. For those of you on YouTube, you jump over to us. We're going to sign off now, but I'll see if I can't get Paige to join us real quick. Thank you for tuning in, YouTube. And on Facebook, we're about to go into overtime.